Good evening, everyone. Hey, welcome to Live Lessons. Hey, I'm Steve Krenz. We are coming at you live from Nashville, Tennessee, Music City, USA. I hope you're doing well. We haven't had a lesson in a couple of weeks, so I'm excited to get back in this the swing of things here for you. Hey, we've got on Monday, next Monday, coming up is St. Patrick's Day, so I thought this would be a good time to have an Irish Celtic sort of a lesson. So we don't have a PDF for tonight. I'm just going to kind of teach you some different things about how to improvise and make up your own Celtic sounding Irish tune. So we're going to be talking about that tonight. To get us started off, I'm going to do a medley of 3 Irish songs. And actually, this is from a friend that we have done some things with, Guy Bergeron from Canada. And he has put this together, and there's actually a track that goes along with this. If you're interested in learning these 3 songs, I did a whole thing where you have the music, and I did a workout on it. We did this. It's been a while since we've done actually an Irish-themed lesson, so it's been like 4 years. So I thought this would be good to dust this off. Yeah, come on. That's a good workout for me, just to start from 0 to 60 like that. That is called Medley Irlandais, or Irish Medley. It is a medley of 3 tunes, Boys of Bach Hill, Come to the Raffle, and, of course, the Irish Washerwoman. So the music, the accompaniment tracks, the lesson, all of that sort of stuff is in the YouTube description down below. I have a little lesson there, link to that as well. That was a lesson we did about 4 years ago. All right. All right, I have my McPherson going here, and it is tuned in Dadgad. So we're going to be working a little bit in Dadgad tonight. Hey, I'm Steve Krenz for Guitar Gathering. Thanks for joining us on this quick little lesson about how you can improvise a Celtic Irish sounding song. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our guitar and we're going to tune that to what's called Dadgad tuning. So what it is it's your E string is normally tuned to a high E, your first string, but we're going to tune it down to a D. So you're going to need a little tuner there. Don't get freaked out that we're retuning your guitar. Just grab your little tuner, and we're going to tune that first string down to a D. We're going to tune that second string to an A. So it's normally at a B. We're going to tune to an A. So the first string's a D, second string's an A. We're tuning this into a Dadgad tuning, which gets that kind of Celtic sound. The third string we're going to leave normal. The fourth string we're going to leave normal. The 5th string, we're going to put him at an A, so he's there already. And then the low string, we're going to move to a D. So we're actually only changing 3 strings. So the low string, which usually is an E, now it's going to be a D. So the strings are 6 strings of D, and then A, and then D, and then G, and then A, and then D. And I'm sure you're thinking, oh gosh, it's just way too complicated. How can I ever figure anything out? Here's a little trick. If you only play on the middle 2 strings, it's normal. And all the rest of them are just kind of drones. Strings that are, are in D, a D and an A. So I can play anything normal on the middle 2 strings. So that would be a D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. And if I just played those with these upper strings, it sounds like this. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. So if I just play, with using only notes on the 3rd string, and so I'm plucking, the only notes I'm changing are the notes on the 3rd string. And I'm going to do an A, a B, a C sharp, D, so 2nd fret, 4th fret, 6th fret, 7th fret, 8th fret, 9th fret, or 7th fret, 9th fret, 11th fret, and 12th. Which is basically a D scale. Now I'm going to make one change. I'm going to make one change on you. I'm going to make it a G scale. So it's only going to change 1 note. So I got my little drony strings, and I'm only going to be changing the notes on the 3rd string. A on the 2nd fret, B at the 4th fret, and now I'm going to change that. What was a C sharp in the key of D major? I'm going to change it to a C natural. So I have sort of a G. It's a G scale, but in D, if you want to think about that, that's a Mixolydian scale. D, E, F sharp, G. And so listen to the sound that makes. All I'm doing is playing a G scale on the 3rd string, which once more time, it's open G, 2nd fret A, 4th fret B, 5th fret C, 7th fret D, 9th fret E, 11th fret F sharp, and then G here. Hear how that just kind of gets that sound? Even if I just play the top 3 strings, maybe I can do a little, it's similar to what a bagpipe would do. They always kind of have these little ornamentations, diddly-ump, diddly-ump, that sort of thing. And we can imitate that on guitar by doing hammer-ons and pull-offs. Just hammering on. What was that? I just went up to the next, started on 1 note, went up to the next note in the pattern, and then pull off back. What if I did it up here and I went from B to C to B to open? What if I did the next one up, C to D to C to open? D to E to open. Add that with my drones. Add that low D and low A in there, and every now and then. Now I can do that same trick playing a G scale on when I'm in the key of D. I can use that same trick on the 4th string, just like it did on the 3rd string. So if we did it on the 4th string, here are the notes. I have an open D, 2nd fret F sharp, 4th fret, or 2nd fret E, 4th fret F sharp, 5th fret G, 7th fret A, 9th fret B. There's the C natural there at the 10th fret, and then there's the octave there at the 12th. And so I can combine those with the notes that I know on the 3rd string to create a little melody. Even do thirds. I have it. So that's the 2nd fret. It would be the 3rd finger and the 1st finger, and then 2nd and 1st there at the 4th position, 2nd and or 3rd and 1st at the 5th position. An easy way to think about this is it's 2 of the same pattern. See how this is 2 and 1? 2 and 1. Now I'm going to do 3 and 1. 3 and 1. Then 2 and 1. So there's a couple of doubles in there. And that gets you this, this great kind of Celtic sort of mode sort of a sound. Hey, what if I did harmonics? I could do the harmonics at the 12th, harmonics at the 7th, harmonics at the 5th. And all gets that beautiful sort of a dadgad sound. Hey, here's another trick you can do. Like we were just talking about fun things you can do in dadgad. I'm going to go up here to the 5th fret, and I'm going to go from the 5th to the 7th, and I'm going to do the same pattern, 1 and 3, on all of the strings. That's just the 1st and 3rd finger. And all those notes work. I can do little hammer-on things, where I hammer on from the open string to the 5th and the 7th. What if I did it on the 5th string, 4th string, 3rd string? What if I did a little, remember we were doing the move before where I moved from the 1st note to the 2nd one, and then back to the 1st and then off? Oh, Steve, what was that? Oh, gosh, it's beautiful. It's 1 and 3 at the 5th position on all the strings, hammering on from the open string. And that's just a fun way you can create some interesting things in dad-gad tuning. You try it in different spots. You're going to get various combinations. It works best at the 5th position, but what if I did it at the 10th? And then add some of these drony notes in there. Maybe I could do some of my thirds. Maybe I can do that single note. Remember, your A is normal too. So I could do the same trick on the A string. So the 5th, the 4th, and the 3rd are all normal. So as long as you just think in those strings, you got it. It's just a great little way to improvise in the key of in dad-gad, and you get that Celtic Irish sound. If you're interested in that sound, boy, check out wonderful guitarists like Clive Carroll. Tony McManus is another one to check out. Pierre Bensoussan. Let me play a little bit of a song by Pierre Bensoussan in dad-gad tuning, and you can hear how it sounds just like we were doing with some different, add some of the little trills and hammer-ons and pull-offs, and you get a really cool sound. It's just a great sort of a dad-gad sound. Anyway, that song is called Le Voyage pour Irlande, or The Journey to Ireland. There's some fun little ways that you can create a Celtic Irish sound on your guitar. So with the steps that we went through are, we got our guitar into dad-gad, which is kind of the Celtic tuning that they use quite a bit, which is, remember, dad-gad, D, A, D, G, A, D. So 6 strings of D, 5th string is normal, A, D, G, those are all normal. Then 2nd string's an A, and 1st string's a D. And you can do anything on the 5th and 4th and 3rd, and it's normal in your thinking. The only thing is these other strings are around it. And what we did after that is we did a D major scale on the 3rd string, which sounds really great, but if you do a G scale on the 3rd string, it gets that Mixolydian sound, which is really Celtic in its sound. G, F sharp, E, D, C natural. Remember, we also did the same thing on the 4th string. I could even do it on the 5th string. So don't think of improvisation as this big, complicated thing. It's just messing around and figuring out some ideas that you want in a particular tuning or on a particular string. So don't confuse yourself by thinking, in positions, because just think up and down the string, and that'll be an easy way to do it. Harmonics at the 12th, the 7th, and the 5th. So let me just mess around and we'll see if we can kind of create a little bit of a improvisation in dad-gad there. It's a fun way to mess around and get some great sounds out of your guitar that you're not used to hearing. Hey, I'm Steve Krenz for Guitar Gathering. Thanks for joining us on this lesson. Learn all you can, and we'll see you guys next time. Someone was asking, Brian in B. Fitzpatrick was asking, Steve, what kind of tuner am I using? I'm using a Polytune clip-on tuner by TC Electronics, and I like it. I like it a lot. It's a little bit more pricey than just your regular kind of cheap snark sort of a tuner, but it's more accurate. It is so much more accurate than those that it was well worth the extra couple of bucks for it. They'll last forever if you just keep putting batteries in them. It's a metal clip. I wish that kind of the part that touches your guitar has rubber on it, so it never bothers your guitar, but I think it would just be nice if they made the whole thing rubber. I think that would just be nicer. But yeah, you can get them in black, and I've got them in white here, and I've got several of them. And it clips right behind your guitar, so you really can't see it. I can see it fine. I can angle it, and then I turn it on, and it shows me, like it's not going to do it now because I'm not. It's picking up the vibrations. But anyway, that's the tuner that I'm using. Diana's putting up the links for Pierre Bensussen's stuff. Yep. Mark is saying that Pierre Bensussen has a cool book called The Guitar Book, which I have. I actually bought in the 80s or late 90s. And actually, when Pierre was here, we got him to sign it, so it was very exciting. And he's an eclectic guy. I mean, you got crazy great stuff like I was playing there, and then you got a recipe on the next page. So he's a free spirit, and he's a wonderful man. We've had him on the show many times. Just one of the founding fathers of fingerstyle guitar, and he comes to the U.S. fairly often, about once a year or so. So if ever you have a chance to catch Pierre Bensussen, he is a treat to a wild, wonderful, very natural, organic sort of a player, and he's been doing it a long time. So there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I wanted to also mention we are doing our Guitar Gathering Academy coming up. We started talking about this a month ago. Well, it's coming up on us now. It's less than 2 weeks away. It's not this Friday, but or this Tuesday, but the next Tuesday that we are going to start giving you the first lesson on that. So if you haven't yet signed up for the Hymns Guitar Gathering Academy, the link is in the YouTube description down below. And I thought I might play you a little something. There you go. A little bit of abide with me. If you're interested in learning and coming along with us for the Guitar Gathering Academy, we will be learning the melody. We'll be learning the chords to these hymns. You'll learn 4 hymns in 4 weeks. There's Great Is Thy Faithfulness, Abide With Me, Holy, 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 And then the last one is In the Garden, and we're going to end up right before Easter. So this is always one of the most popular things that we do. So if you're interested in that, the link is in the YouTube description down below. You get video lessons. You get about a 14, 15-page PDF with everything written out, tab notation, music notation, all the chords, and then you'll get an easy fingerstyle arrangement and a more advanced fingerstyle arrangement as well. So if you're interested, there you go. Keith is saying, is it better with fingerstyle with DADGAD? Can you use a pick? Oh, yeah, you can, sure. You can use a pick all you want to. It's just a choice that if you want to do it. There's a lot of fingerstyle DADGAD guys, but there's a lot of wonderful flat picking DADGAD guys. It's interesting. On the DADGAD, it's very close to bluegrass. In how you, in just kind of the tonalities of it. If I get my DADGAD guitar here again, and I play, maybe a bluegrass lick on it. It's... a cool tuning. You can do all kinds of things. And it sounds so exotic, but actually you're not playing anything that's really all that different. So it's fun. All right, let me play one more thing, and then we'll get you out of here. I thought I'd grab my Baritone guitar. This is my Martin Baritone, which I love. It's tuned in the same relationship as a guitar, but the notes are different. So, the relationship's the same, so you could play it like a normal guitar, but it's sounding very different. So, gets this really deep sound. So it's tuned, the high E string is now a B, so it's a fifth below a regular guitar. B, then the second string is an F sharp, the third string is a D, fourth string is an A, fifth string is an E, and then the low string is a B. So it sounds real wild, but actually it fingers just like a guitar. And I thought I would play, since we're kind of having an Irish sounding lesson, I thought I would play a little bit of Danny Boy for you. So let me get this mic settled up here. We'll throw a little reverb on it, and let me play a little bit of Danny Boy to get the lesson going here. There you go. A little bit of Danny Boy on my baritone. Now, our bassist is saying, can we hear that on your other guitar to hear the difference? All right, so this is the baritone. Okay, this is the standard tuning guitar, and I'm going to play exactly the same thing. And here it is on the baritone. There you go. A little bit of a difference between the two. Hey, Paulette, my lovely producer, can I get you to grab me another guitar? Can I get you to hand me one more guitar? As long as we're just playing around. Show you some of the guitar family. This one isn't going to go as well. I already know it's not going to go well. Give me that blonde one right there. Yep. This is my Alvarez, and it's tuned in Nashville Tuning, which all of these are the same relationship. So I can play all the same chords on them. They play just like a guitar, but they're going to sound very different. You were asking about a 12-string earlier. Nashville Tuning is basically the upper strings of a 12-string. So you have the E up an octave, A up an octave, D up an octave, G up an octave, and then a normal B and E. Now, I can tell you right now, this isn't going to sound good, but I'll play it for you anyway. There you go. Hear how wildly different that sounds? So this is, it doesn't sound great in G. That's why I knew it wasn't going to sound good. But it sounds great in D. When you do a song in D, it sounds really good, just because the upper strings tend to have the melody only on the second and first string, and that works out better. This one has the melody all over, and that's why it didn't quite sound as good. You were asking about that arrangement to Danny Boy. There is a link on our guitargathering.com in the discussion board. If you go to the download section, Diane, I'm sorry to make you work so hard. If you can find this, it's there. It's free. You can download that. Go to the download section, and I believe there's some sort of a search bar, and just type in Danny Boy. And you will get to some old lesson that I did way back when, and it has that PDF of the arrangements that I've been playing there for you guys, for you to do that. You know, these are cool tunings to mess around with. I guess I would just encourage you, don't be afraid of trying a different tuning. If nothing else, do standard tuning and drop the D. Drop the sixth string from an E to a D, and you'd be amazed and then just start playing things in D. D chords and things like that, and you'll see it's a different sound. Don't get too intimidated by it. You can do it. It's just, for me, it helps not to be in some wild tuning that has no reference to anything. For me, the dadgad is a little bit easier to grab because 3 of the strings are normal, and so I know I can play anything on those 3 strings and it works. And then the other strings you'll figure out along the way. So anyway, hope that helps. Diane is putting up the Fall Fingerstyle Retreat. We're well over half full for our Fall Fingerstyle Retreat, where we're going to have Clive Carroll and who all are we having? Gosh, I've been out of this for a week and a half. It's hard for me to remember. We have Stephen Bennett, the reigning fingerstyle champion, and we also have Gareth Pearson who's been coming with us as well. So drop D is another great tuning to kind of get into. Keith is mentioning drop D. Yeah, drop D is kind of the easiest one to get into. I would think if you haven't experimented with those before. If you're interested, check out the Fall Fingerstyle Retreat. Also check out the Guitar Gathering Academy with hymns, and because that's going to be coming up, we'll be doing that coming up in about a week and a half. So don't wait on that, or you're going to miss the first one going out. So it's always a fun challenge. So anyway, thank you for all that have given there on PayPal and have given on our Super Chat. That is always a blessing. If there's anything I can help you out with, let me know. We will not do a... what's today, the 11th? Oh, we will have a live lesson next week. We're having a live lesson next week with Bryce Mullins, a new friend who is a fingerstyle guitarist from, I believe it's Kentucky, and a great player. And so we're going to be back at Groon Guitars next week, and looking forward to having Bryce with us, Bryce Mullins. So if you can, stick around and enjoy that with us next week. Other than that, enjoy playing some of these experimenting with some of these Celtic tunes, even the Irish tunes that I opened the show up with. Keep up your great work and your learning. Your music matters, and we will see you guys next time.